more than anything.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. You got on the study and the cancer grew. You went off the study and got on the customized herbs and the cancer still grew. There wasn't a time when you thought, this just isn't working, it doesn't work.
Yeah, when I surrendered to the fear and the despair and the depression, you bet I fell into self-pity and why go on, but it didn't last that long.
Now, 6 months into the year-long Tibetan herb study, Dr. Dhonden travels from India to examine Marita, Teresa, and the rest of his patients.
I came in here today thinking, okay, well, I'm off the study.
Teresa believes her worsening pain means the cancer has spread.
What is causing the numbness?
It is indeed because there's been some kind of a pressure on the nerve.
Teresa is surprised Dr. Dhonden senses no progression of her cancer.
Tell him I thank him from the bottom of my heart and bones.
Once again, the doctor from the East says Teresa is doing just fine, but she knows the sensitive scans ordered by her Western doctor could reveal even the tiniest trace of cancer.
Say, ah.
The routine exam is anything but routine for Teresa. It's an agonizing delay before she can get the news she so desperately wants to hear.
Well, Teresa, I think the good news is, based on everything I'm looking at, the scans and your exam, that I think you're essentially stable. There's been a tiny reduction in the little nodule of your skin on the skin under the scar.
Yay!
At the beginning of this study, Teresa Wilhelm was one of the most seriously ill, her prognosis poor. But at the halfway mark, she's still getting great reports. Even though Marita's off the study because her cancer has grown, both doctors still monitor her progress. She's dreading the exam, but Dr. Dhonden finds no cause for alarm.
Based upon Dr. Dhonden's pulse analysis and urine diagnosis right now, the danger of the illness has gone actually down.
The pain was so awful, she'd been sure something was terribly wrong. But Dr. Dhonden believes it just means the herbs are hard at work.
And what you're experiencing there is the direct, you could say, confrontation or the impact of the medication on the breast, on the illness in the breast. And that was like two wrestlers coming together. So, take your medicine well, and I'll see you in June.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Dhonden.
Yeah.
But because her tumor is still growing, Dr. Tripathi doesn't want to wait until June to start Marita on a Western treatment of hormones to fight her cancer. It complicates his research. If she gets better, he won't know if it was the herbs or the hormones or the combination that helped. But it doesn't matter. Right now, he's focused on controlling the tumor however he can.
I can't guarantee it's going to help you, but I think has a reasonably good chance of helping.
Marita is unsure, fearful of more Western drugs and their side effects. She wants to keep her faith in the herbs.
I feel I haven't given it enough time, and there's something deeply in me saying there's something moving, there's something changing, be patient.
Here, halfway through the study, it seems the patients are spinning their wheels. Dr. Tripathi is frustrated.
I've got mixed emotions about the trial right now. I would have liked to have seen some responses by now. That would have made us all very enthusiastic.
Okay, this is the famous cast.
Still, several patients like Teresa are stable, a significant achievement with stage 4 breast cancer. 8 months into the study, Marita's continuing pain and growing tumors make even the smallest choices sobering, testing her faith in her treatment decisions.
Actually, I had to buy a car, and I had to decide, should I just get an old beat-up one that'll just last me another 6 months to a year, or should I be really bold and buy a new one?
Marita finally relents. She'll try the hormone therapy Dr. Tripathi believes could shrink her tumors. It is a difficult decision.
I was at my knees. I was exhausted. I hadn't lost hope in the Tibetan herbs, but my patience was wearing thin.
4 months later, Dr. Dhonden makes the long trip from Dharamsala, India, for his final visit with the women he has cared for throughout the year. After taking both the Western hormones and Tibetan herbs, Marita is finally feeling a lot better.
He sees a lot of improvement. There's less inflammation in the breast and the lymph nodes. But internally, the actual size of the tumor would have to be checked with an X-ray.
Let me get you to bring this arm behind.
Dr. Tripathi's exam supports those findings. In fact, for the first time in a year, her scans show improvement. and it's dramatic.
The lymph node that I felt in the left side of the neck is way down, and the breast mass is down. The nose and the sternum and the abdomen are a little bit smaller as well, too.
In fact, her tumors have actually shrunk back to the size they were when the study started.
If you hadn't done the hormone therapy, do you think your results would be as good as they've been?
That's a very good question. I cannot answer that. It's very possible that that hormone therapy acted synergistically with the Tibetan herbs.
Teresa has been faithful to the herbal regimen, and unlike Marita, has remained on the study the whole year.
There's nothing anyone could say to me that would ruin my emotion or mood today, and I'm feeling excited.
Now she'll find out just how well the Tibetan treatment has worked.
Any new symptoms to report?
I'm happier.
Okay, good.
Dr. Tripathi is ready with the results of Teresa's scans.
As a clinician, my interpretation of your clinical course is that you've been stable, which is remarkable for a period of a year.
Teresa is thrilled. Very few stage 4 cancer patients on Western therapies live a year with no cancer growth.
Oh, you're going to miss me.
Oh, you bet I am. You're one of our star patients. So we
Teresa's stability is just what Dr. Dhonden had predicted a year before. With the study over, he upgrades her prescriptions with herbs he couldn't use during the clinical trial.
And what does this represent?
This is the eyes of the Buddha.
The eyes of the Buddha?
Teresa is eager to stay on what she calls her Tibetan journey. It seems she might well get that extra time she'd prayed for 12 months earlier.
I've never felt better in my life. In fact, I feel like the study represents to me fertilizer, and I feel that I have really grown this past year, and it's been a journey of hope for me.
It's also report card time for the Tibetan study. After a critical year under a Western microscope, had the herbs made the grade?
About half of the patients, 6 out of the original 11, saw their cancers spread on the herbs. But Teresa and another patient remained stable. Their cancers didn't grow at all. And best of all, one patient had terrific results. Her tumor actually shrank. Dr. Tripathi says those results for Eastern medicine are not much different than the early studies on what are now considered the most effective cancer drugs in the West.
If you had to give a letter grade to this study so far, what would it be?
I'd probably give it a C.
Good enough, Tripathi says, to pursue a larger clinical trial, using more of the herbs Dr. Dhonden routinely uses against cancer. Dr. Dhonden welcomes more testing of the full array of Tibetan herbs, confident the East has answers for his Western colleagues.
We've seen some good results, some promising results there. I think that's sufficient grounds for expanding the scope of the study.
The truth about the herbs may well lie beyond the study, beyond the statistics.
Tell me about what your heart says.
My heart says that I wouldn't be the same person sitting here right now. And it feels good. It feels really good. I'm looking towards the future now, whereas a year ago, I kind of wasn't.
Both Marita and Teresa believe the herbs gave them something no other treatment ever has, a better quality of life with no side effects, and the joy of knowing they contributed to finding a cure for other women. For them, the year is a triumph. They are, in the truest sense of the word, survivors.
For more information about Tibetan medicine, as well as excerpts from Dr. Dhonden's books, and a link to the University of California at San Francisco's website, you can log on to our own website. The address is dateline.msnbc.com.
가리콩소 기능이 나서
노멘 전에 싫어요 말던데 노접세제다 턱접세제제 뭐네 그런 장장 돈 주머리
그러면은 노멘 착습대 되는 문제 쉬는데
턱도 딜텐 디는 딜 정글 단소데 ten지가 뭔고요래 나산 자가 날때 매분도 되는 번은 날 텐지는 강고 코코에 뭔고제 노멀 쳐잖아요 저는 tem니거니야 노멀 첨도도 그래서 자가 날때 뭔고도 다 논데서 간데 딜레 칸이요래 가서 롱접세게 직 전에들 롱접세들 롱다냐본 데데디 장바디 체두친 총친 기저에서 양 파령을 든데지 그래 당원은 저는 타다냐본 데데베 쳐도 거린 나자의 치기를 코르 장바 치기를 윤도 싫어요 한 말이 다 배경이 된도 대단냐본 숙체비요나 코르 장바 체비자면 나도 싫어요 한 말이 시하고요 그래 디얼롱도 배는 숨고도 숙치중 디어래
진짜 그새 답답하게 어릴 때는 냠시 나오라다 노메 때는 내가 죽지시와 나오면 냠시 나오 뉴스 좀 내가 니슈거라 다디나로는 내가 단다 마리자 중에다 냠시기 기름 나오라 뭐라기 되네야 티치르게 그게 되네지 중셔 이게 이제 교견 소다 가르려 투이나
알로 와래 뭐 당보 약부 드라브리 드라베 나네 뭐는 코레 맹리 디게 맨 나가까지는 정해된 지어데 디게 나네 마다쟁에 수세 코르지 드라브리 늘들도 접게다 저던 드라브리 근데 드라브리 디트라니 야고 드라브리 정부터 드라네 디니 야고 드라브리 드라니라에 뭐란 디니 바바티 드다 콘도 된데 컴주지요래 때 모습 먹자 창동자 된 로죠 그래 로조는 라더니 앉아 매산이야 산이냐 근데 데르면 되는 거라 뭐라 바친 참장 진짜 야구 tra요래 때야 주고 됐다야 로스 닌니 투요 말에 로닌 투인지 투그래 심모 당부 두수 닌 당수 tra브래 tra네라 뭐란 게 바바다 콘돈 남인데 또팀 기지지도 어디 때마라디 마게럽체 점을 차이나데 와니나데 돈이 때야 도지치면 도치네야 니니게 마천 쟁골 쳐버렸던 때냐 매산 오스트라리아는 로 디슈로 치다 데데 데로 데 두지데 때네 뭘 소하는 싫어담래 아자 촌도때 아자 코란도 너무 촌데 저 암제 칼 많이 저런 간사 전에서 안도 샴리 슈기 두세요 뭘 강고 찬단다 뭐 그것도 정말
아니 뭐라데 도르도 인데니 냠시는 로데 파치된 저게 줄을 치료기다다 호르몬스게 메인탱고게 줄이니 그런 근데 뭐라 비매게 된 치료게 메인텐션에 줄을 대시게
트라니야 나고 오스트라리아 된 트라니야 슈거 간데르지는데 주만디 로치 투이나 로닌 투브리 주만데 쟁골 쳐브리 디는 노만 양한들 더는 메슈 좀 싫어트브리 맹안들 맨치단 코란 솔 락발 예벤 맨 정한디 멤버 가라 수세 맨트브리
디슈라 수세기 맨디다니 치료기 된다 맨지무란 텐로라
치료면
이게 중도니 다디 저 돈 컨디스케오 뭐라 치료면 되게 페이나야 페메 되게 페이나
냠볼티 핑으로 봐 치료지고게 핑 말에 코는 냠볼 페메레 데데다선 자가난 코르페 자가난 메세도 비베면 되는 로봇 잔비 드라인 적도 세도 코는도 학버도 차 캔서도 좀 누구 싶으시도 비베면 되게 코는도 맨레 안주디 슈체스도 디선디 춘 자가 차 캔서만 타줘야지 너무 캔서들 지레 다란이 리브로 하자니 너무 보라 코란도 다다 되게 고비시고 된 나죠. 단전 되게 단 튀니 용디네 나가 좀 그래 로면도.
냄새 되고 되는 냄새 랑기 치에도 수면 카 뉘인지 또 스탠드 나요라.
뒤 말이다. 뒤 말이 주인나지. 주인이 되게 캐게 말이야. 정말 로선 레슨 대대대는 이게 되게 된도 준다 보여.
매도 좀 강가이.
맨 다든데요. 아가를 개발 된데서 개발 중에서 된데다 성은 중에서 된데 루드 좀 되네 번지 중에서 되도단도 요래 간거
다 냠시 디 나올다 네번이 담이로 임시 심바 견전에 네바 노메 데네 냠시 나올 메베게 노메 데네 암스라 멘션나요라 양지용게 팽 컨트롤 중
나도 대시라 야구 타오래 다네 질 대슈굴랜다 발레레스 군이니 콘도 디나 아자티 도슈 자면 시 강구 시험에 야구 타오래 아자게 있는 구연은 저래
냠시 나오시게 니를 찍다다 치수 정으로 와라
수
치수다 도로 중에디 로치니 슈 정을 수와라
둘 중에서
말은 좀 도도 저기디 치수 로치니 슈를
둘로 니 대브레
내가 찍 안들어 야고 뼈 차이로 와라
나도 지금 하던 나바 숨 야타주 타요로 그지
저는 냠시 나로 이겨줘
원녀시 나 요저 숨 타요래 다 말았던 다도 천에 매 딱딱딱딱 당만 시부 트랍디 지는 니는 지리 심바도 너수 당내 나도 그 지다 당고다 그러 체가다 다로 슈고메 산다발레 요므로 그런도 메사가 슈고 다당 다가데서 사전 대용은 다티서 콘도 아미도 인자 좀 심바도 야고 트라요래 당연 코란 너무 나도 영다 된다 견사 영도야 피니 그런서 당부 된다 고치가 아자데죠 아자 고치가 아자지 된 트런트를 아자지 되어래 심바데 디기한 땅용도
요신나 이겨니 되네 찍 된다 쉬어라
지를 먹고 시가 되어래 그지 근데 대단 나단 전천 가서 찍도 큰 로전 전에 매상 그저 진짜